Okay, we're going to continue the second video of that first video. I just have to create the resources again. Okay, we're going to create what are we going to create? We're going to create a service endpoint. So this one, see that? This one, create a storage account. And then the second part is defining update that submit into the service endpoint, and then just adding a service endpoint rule, right? So these three will do the job. And okay, so good. Paste this one, and then we're going to looking into the routings, right? Okay, let's have a quick look. Okay, so I just need to go to virtual machines, right? And let's go back to diagram. Want to get a Azure routing, Azure routing. Okay, I want to go to that diagram. Virtual network routing. Okay, let's go to the bottom of this one. All right, so this is the diagram, right? Okay, all right, so need this one. Let's go back into my documents, right? Just have to start. Where is my routing drawing? Okay, routing drawing coming up. Okay, so now, all right, now the settings we did tested this one, right? It's already connected here. If you're logging into this one, right? So you can see this one is already connected, enabled and connected, right? Uh, uh, just it's running as a service. Okay, that's good. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to do uh, user-defined routing in here. All right, so here I've got the virtual machines. There's a virtual machine in this subnet 1, and then you got a network virtual appliance, Linux machine with IP forwarding enabled in this one here. And then you got another virtual machine here, subnet 2. And then you got another virtual machine here. I've created the subnet called default. And then you got a one Windows machine here, and Windows machine here, and then Linux machine here, and Linux machine here. And they got a service endpoint storage account, right? Okay, so let's try to do this part. Okay, I'm going to do, let's go back. So here, going to create a routing table called my route table, and then create this default route, right? So these two I'm going to run, right? And then we're going to this one, I'll do it manually. I'm going to link subnet 1 into this routing table. So let's go into one of them. All right, I go up, right, control L, right, paste. Okay, so that first create this routing table called my route table, and then adding this default next hop type for the internet. This is my Linux network virtual appliance. Okay, so that's good. So this one is there. Right, let's go into the other tab. Right, this tab. Going to close this tab. So it will get more. So more resources. This is it. All my resources are there. Right. Okay. So let's check refresh my route table. This is the one we're looking. Okay, so table, right? So you go to routes. Only default route is available. Go to subnets. Nothing being associated yet. So I'm going to associate. So let's select subnet 1. Subnet 1 in VNet 1 going to be associated with the routing table. Okay, now go to routes. We're going to add this routes here. Okay, so once you add this default route, see that user. So we already add this one, default route, right? Once you add these routes, some of these routes become invalid. See that? Once you add these two, invalid. So first one I had to add, even these are in this include this range. I need to add this one because of this longer prefix, right? So the first one I'm going to add is, right, this one. So inside this subnet one, virtual network is going to manage routing. So see that within the subnet, virtual network. All right, let's go inside within subnet. Shoot. Okay, then copy this one. So it will be easy. Copy. Go here. This one. This one. It's easy. Add. Okay, the route name within subnet. Destination type is IP addresses. Okay, IP address range 10.0.0.0.24 versus lower range. Next type is virtual network. So inside that virtual network, there's a default system route is it's a user, but that one is going to manage that one. All right. So second one within VNet going to use. All right. So within this VNet, except this subnet, virtual appliance, this Linux machine is going to use routing. Any machine here want to go to virtual machine here in the subnet 2, use virtual appliance. So that says within VNet 1, right? Okay, so within VNet 1, my route table add within VNet 1, right? Destination IP addresses range 10.0.0.0.16. So within VNet 1, we're going to be virtual appliance, right? So that's 10.0.100.4. That's my Linux machine, 10.0.100.4. Okay, that's good. So that is done. All right, so these two, so that subnet secured with dropping without going into the other subnet. So this subnet, the old traffic is blocked to this subnet using the user-defined route. So it will override virtual network theory. So they become invalid once we add the user-defined route to drop traffic, right? See this one to VNet 2, 1 means 10.1.0 and 2 means 10.2.0. All right, so let's go. Copy, drop, VNet 1, copy, my route table, add. All right, so here's the addresses 10.1. Sorry, 10.1.0.0.60. Next, of type none means it's going to drop. Right, the second one that drops as well. Second space in VNet 2, add, paste, IP addresses at the range 10.2.0.0.16 drop none. So it's kind of drop none. Okay, so let's go back and then virtual network gateway is become invalid when you're going to use on-premise to on-premise through virtual network appliance. These are going to be 192.168.138 range, right? So then this one become invalid. All right, so sorry, go back and to on-prem. The addresses, what is the range? 192.168.138.0.16 type virtual network appliance 10.0.100.4. That's my, okay, what is that? Oh, not 16, sorry, 24. Okay, that's it. All right, let's go and have a look what you have. Anything else? User, the last one is already there, right? So default internet become invalid because of this one. And this one is our endpoint for uh, storage, endpoint, storage service endpoint, this one, right? And if you have a look at this one, there's no any submit to, there's no any user defined routes, right? All right, now this is being applied. Let's go and check everything, right? Okay. So now what I'm going to do, let's go and have a quick look. I want to see virtual machine, right? Okay, so this is Linux virtual machine, which is act as a firewall for subnet one, right? And let's quick have a look what sort of details you got in the routes in there. Into looking into network card of Linux machine and go to effective routes. All right, see that. Okay, so this machine is in the middle, so it's got a virtual network. It goes through default route. It goes to default routing and on premises through network gateway, VNet global peering through 10.1 and 10.2 range. That means VNet 2 through the global peering, right? Okay, so goes to that. All right. So something in VNet 1 subnet 2, right? So where it is VNet 1 subnet 2, we're looking into a machine and routes in this one, right? All right, let's have a look what you got in that one, right? Okay, go into networking and then looking into a network interface. And under network interface, we're looking into effective routes. Right. So this one doesn't have any user-defined routes, you can see, because we never touched that one. So virtual network, normal, and virtual network gateway through on-premises, one create, and then VNet 2 through VNet global peering 10.1.10.2. Okay, so that's right because we never blocked anything, so it can go anywhere, right? Okay, so that's good. Now let's go to machine now in sorry, want to go to a machine in subnet 1 to show you all user defined routes. So this one, see that? VNet 1, subnet 1. Okay, we go to networking and go here. So this is a lot of things we can see because this is subnet 1 where we link associate the routing table which is called my route table, right? Should have, okay, so see that. All right, so this one, see that within the subnet 1 virtual network, right? And then 10.0.0.16 we define to go through here use through within the VNet, within VNet. See this one? When you add all traffic inside VNet go through virtual appliance, the default route become invalid, right? And then a virtual network, right? So this one on premises through virtual network gateway become invalid here because of we says to go through on premises through virtual network appliance. Otherwise, this one is valid. Now it's invalid, right? So default internet is invalid because of we have entered uh, through virtual appliance, right? Internet. Where's the internet? Yeah, this one, sorry. Default route, right? So this one is go through virtual appliance. Because of that default, internet become invalid, right? And then two user-defined routes, these two, right, uh, become drop, and that one active because of we dropping that traffic. And then because of these two, right, because they're dropping, this is traffic to VNet 2. So two of these global peering become invalid because of we override these two, right? And then you can see service endpoints. So service endpoints are only activated in that particular subnet. So you could only see these ones are in subnet 1. We can't see any other subnet is service endpoint. They are only for service endpoint. All right. So see that reflect whatever we saw in here. We have implemented. Okay. So let's go into the virtual machine in VNet 2, which is here. So we should see peering to this network, but because of the nothing we have done, we should not be able to see VPN gateway in routing, effective routing in this one. All right, let's go and have a quick look. So this one, see that we need to default, right? Go to networking. All right, so see that. Okay, so go to effective routes. We'll see whether we can. Yes, we see what we expect to see. So one do its own virtual network, and then a 10.0 that we need to through VNet global peering, right? And now, if you because of that's not the included part, if you go to VNet 2, right? When you're creating peerings in VNet 2, right, refresh. Okay, that's fine. VNets. I want to see VNet virtual networks, right? Okay, so VNet 1, right? For VNet 2. Let's have a look VNet 2, right? The VNet 2 under peering, right? When you're creating peering, right? we can allow VNet 2 to receive forwarded traffic from VNet 1. We can tick on that. Allow gateway to route to VNet 2 to forward traffic to VNet 1. So VNet 1 goes to VNet 2. Right? So VNet 2 does not have VPN gateway route, so VNet 2 need to have VPN gateway to route server. Right? Okay, so can't do that. Let's try this one. Yeah, enable VNet 2 to use VNet 1's remote gateway or route server. Let's enable this one, right? All right, so we're going to looking into these settings later, right? What is saying? Say VNet 2. What is this? Let's have a look. What is this? Is not there. We couldn't do that. Some errors came up. Let's see what errors coming up. Okay, what is the error coming? It's sort of error coming up. Fail to save VNet peer. VNet to VNet error peering subscription. Factor true because corresponding remote peering has peered set to false. Let's set to false. All right. What is the subscription? Peering subscription provided flag set to VNet cannot have VNet 2 to VNet 10 cannot have flags to true because corresponding remote peering subscription set to false. Okay, I think he had to set up both of them here as well. Let me try something. Okay, let's see. Okay, enable allow gateway or observers VNet 1 to port traffic to VNet 2. Allow VNet 1 will be traffic from VNet 2. Let's try enable this one. Enable remote. This doesn't have anything. Okay, so all right, the platform is enabled. Let's go into this one and see whether we can enable that. Maybe if it's not, I will explain this one in detail in the other one. So allow gateway also enable VNet 2 to use VNet 1's remote gateway or route service. No, doesn't allow. Go back. Let's have a look. If it does, forwarding making enable. Let's see whether we can save this one. Right, I think it's saved. I don't think it's going to work, but let's see. See that it doesn't have a gateway, so only 3 of them allow VNet 2 to access VNet 2, VNet 1 to receive forwarded traffic from VNet 2. That means VNet 2 can send a forwarded traffic from somewhere, and VNet 3 allow gateway route server. Okay, now let's go back into VNet 2 and see whether we can enable this one. But after do I explain allow VNet to receive forwarded traffic from VNet 1. That's right, we can do that. Allow gateway or route server in VNet 2 to forwarded traffic. Now we can't do that. Enable VNet 2 to use VNet 1's gateway. All right, let's try it. If it does work, does work. Doesn't work, let's have a look this detailed separate way in a detailed way. All right, so that being saved now. So successfully. So now, so in here in connection, let's go peering settings again. We're looking into that. Okay, so here in the peering settings, allow VNet 1 to access VNet 2. That's right, that's normal. Allow VNet 1 to receive forwarded traffic from VNet 2. That means if something is there in the VNet 3, if something coming from VNet 3 to VNet 2, uh, VNet 1 can receive that one. All right. And then allow gateway or route server in VNet 1 to forward the traffic to VNet 2. That means that gateway 2 in VNet 1 can forward the traffic to VNet 2 is something in a VNet 0 or something in there. So VNet 0 send the traffic to VNet 1 and VNet 1 can forward traffic to VNet 2, right? VNet 2 doesn't have a remote gateway, so these settings are that's right. So if we go to VNet 2, right? So let's have a look VNet 2 settings, right? What do you have? Allow VNet to access VNet 1, that's normal one. Allow VNet to receive forwarded traffic from VNet 1. That's right. If you got a VNet 0, forwarded traffic to VNet 1, you can receive traffic to VNet 2. And the third one, enable VNet 2 to use VNet 1's remote gateway. All right, so enable this one to use remote gateway. Let's have a look. Now go back into virtual machines. I want to see whether you couldn't see this. So this machine doesn't have a default route or anything to virtual network gateway. Now we allowed, so it should show you something in here because that become traffic system route should show you the traffic. Default. Yeah, see that? Now you can see effective routes and the effective routes. You want to go to here, right? 32, use that virtual remote gateway, right? Okay, so let's well do what is the IP address of this virtual machine, right? And we go back, right? Yeah. So 10.1.0.4, 10.1.0.4. Okay, 10.1.0.4. Let's have a look. 10.1.0.4. RDP. Yesterday is 10.0.1.4. This one is 10.1.0.4. 10.1.0.4. All right. To use okay. What is this? Oh, password. I don't know which password I use. Maybe the password I use maybe is right. Yeah. Right. So we are accessing a machine in this subnet from here, from premises, right? We went on premises to here. That's what we did. Let's have a look. See, we are in there. So that means use these settings in the gateway setting has worked. So it allows you to use the remote gateway in here. Right. So VNet, if you go to VNet 2, peering. So this one enable VNet 2 to use VNet 1's remote gateway to route server. So that means this one, now we access the machine in here. So it used this one and we need to use these ones. We need one's remote gateway to access that one. So that's how we access these machines, right? See that? That's in that's the second one. All right. I think this is uh, this is for today's video, and possibly going to see you guys from next video. Thank you.